Fonseca.
Un aplauso.
Un aplauso bien bonito ahí para Lyndsy.
Bienvenidos. Here you go.
Puerto Rico.
So first off, thanks for being here with us. On behalf of all the fans, we appreciate that you taking a little bit of your time and spending some time with us. So thank you, gracias, and welcome to Puerto Rico. First off, is this your first time here in Puerto Rico?
It's my first time, and I've had the warmest welcome. You guys are so nice. Everyone has treated me wonderful, and the convention has been amazing. So I've just enjoyed myself.
Have you had any time to go out and besides the hotel and here, have you gone out to eat, eaten, go to dinner?
I had a mango mojito last night. Wow, best mojito I've ever had.
Have you gone any food that you tasted? Any Puerto Rican local food?
Yeah, I learned a new fruit. I forget the name of it.
Mofongo? No, fruit? Mango?
It starts with a C.
Oh, the seed?
It's got a shell.
A shell?
Otra.
Ostra. Ostra?
I don't know, but it came on my fruit plate.
Which? Avocado?
No, I'm from California. We got lots of avocados. What is it? A Cameron.
Tamarindo. Tamarindo? Tamarind?
I don't know.
There we go. We found it. So, and did you did you have the opportunity to go out and maybe do some a little bit, night stuff, partying, go somewhere, have fun?
I just got here, but I was able to go to Old San Juan last night for just a little bit, and it was beautiful.
So, Lyndsy, let's talk about when you started. I read that when you started pretty early on in your career, I think you got your first break around 12 or 13 years old.
My first job was Young and the Restless at 14.
And I also read that you have a backup in dancing. So you started first as a dancer, and then you transitioned to being an actress, right?
Yeah, I grew up dancing. I still tap dance, but I gave up my pointe shoes a long time ago. And I grew up dancing, and then I started acting, and then I didn't think that I was going to use my dancing skills for anything until Nikita, and when we did all the martial arts. It really paid off to have the dance background.
So in the Young and the Restless, how many years, how long did you were in that?
I spent 4 years.
4 years.
So I spent my high school schooling on this.
Oh, really?
Opera. Yeah.
And you're originally from, I think, Oakland, California?
Yeah.
And
which I think was just labeled the most dangerous city in the world or something recently.
So you've always lived there, or did you have to move for acting?
I moved from San Francisco to Los Angeles for
Was that like a hard transition, or was it,
It was terrifying. It was really scary. But I have a really great family, and I got Young and Restless, and we all moved and started a new life in Los Angeles.
And when you got there, you started in Young and the Restless. Did that open doors to other casting offers and other shows or other movies or stuff?
Yeah, it was
Bit.
just a bit by bit. I started on primetime television, and then started doing movies, and it was just a kind of a climb.
I wanna jump to one of the first times I saw you on screen, because me and my wife we love the show, and it's let's talk about How I Met Your Mother, and we always we recognize you from being younger, so it's quite funny that I'm meeting you older and stuff. So when you started How I Met Your Mother, did you? I mean, this is a personal question. Did you know the ending at the start, or was it something that it developed throughout the years? Or
Are there How I Met Your Mother fans here?
Hey, How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you.
So when I got How I Met Your Mother, David Henry, who plays my brother, he was 14, and so he went through this growth spurt from the pilot to shooting the first season, and he grew 4 shoe sizes, and he just his voice dropped, and it was crazy. And so the creators realized, holy crap, he's gonna grow, and we're supposed to be in the same time, on the couch. So we spent 2 days filming Wildlines that were unrelated to anything. The writers were prepared to use the footage.
Yeah,
to
I was gonna ask you that. How long, like each season did you like, filmed lines and recorded, for the show? Because it's a long time.
We did it once.
So
for 9 years, that was the one time. Except for San Diego Comic-Con, we did our own little spoof. How I Met Your Mother creators wanted us to come back and do something specifically for the Comic-Con. But we knew the ending all along, and they had lawyers come onto set. And we had to sign an agreement that said we wouldn't tell the secret. So we didn't know how long the show would last. We didn't know if it was going to be 1 year. We didn't know if it was going to be 12 years. So we just knew, all right, we have this information, and we shot it, and they, had all this footage that they used over the years.
That's incredible. Did you knew from the start the whole ending? And did you tell anybody in your inner circle, your parents?
I swear I didn't even tell my mother.
Nobody?
And it's weird because when you don't tell a secret for so long, you forget it, and I swear I forgot. I swear. When the show was coming to an end, David and I were like, wait, what did we say? What did they say? Because it was the talk of the town, everyone wanted to know it was coming to an end, and it took me a bit to remember because it had been so many years and I didn't tell a soul.
And as a fan, were you satisfied with the ending? I mean, being involved in everything, but as a fan, were you involved, were you satisfied how they ended the whole thing?
I was satisfied.
You guys satisfied with the ending? How I Met Your Mother?
No, I don't.
Okay. It's not her fault. Don't worry about it.
It's not my fault. A lot of people were not satisfied, but I didn't know what to do.
But I know something that you guys were satisfied. Let's talk about Kick-Ass. You like Kick-Ass?
Yes!
Okay, let's talk about Kick-Ass. So when you started the first one, it was with director Matthew Vaughn. Can you talk about a little bit about the experience of filming with this director? And the whole, how did you get the part? Was there the casting involved? The audition?
So Matthew Vaughn, are you guys familiar with him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was very intimidated. I went in and auditioned with a lot of other people and just did it regular, like everybody else. And I actually was cast, I might have been the first cast, even. One of the first, because I had chemistry reads with different, before Aaron was cast as Kick-Ass, so I read with a few other actors, and it just timing-wise happened that way. It wasn't like they chose to hire me.
Can you tell us any other actors that were in the competition, for the... No. So, you know that we're living in a comic book superhero boom, it's the thing that's dominating the market. When you go back to Kick-Ass, is this kind of, because Kick-Ass is one of the most violent, comic books.
Yeah.
So, compared to stuff like Agent Carter and all the Marvel movies and stuff like that, do you prefer, as a fan, more of the kind of violent, dark, serious stuff, or would you say you're more in tone with the action and the tone of an Agent Carter and stuff like that?
Well, shooting Agent Carter was great because I had just come off of Nikita doing all this action, playing a spy, doing all the martial arts, and then going to a show like Agent Carter where Haley Atwell did all that, and I just, played the waitress, was a great switch for me because I got to play the comedy, I got to just be a different person, and it was a great, awesome switch. I think there's places for both,
Yeah, you can do both.
Kick-Ass was violent, but the first one was done in such a great way. I mean, Matthew Vaughn's such a great director that it wasn't gory or anything like that. It was done in a way that was like a comic book, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, fans loved it. So, I know there's been rumors and rumblings. Can you tell us anything related, maybe if we're going to see possibly a case of Kick-Ass 3?
There is not one that I am aware of.
Okay.
No, I don't
Maybe
think...
we can start that here in Puerto Rico Comic Con this year. And if it's a possibility, would you be interested in being a part of it? Okay.
Absolutely. When Kick-Ass 2 started, I was shooting Nikita in Toronto, and I couldn't be in Kick-Ass 2 more than one scene. I basically flew for one day and had to fly back, and it was just a scheduling issue. So that's kind of why I wasn't in it much. So if there was a third one, I would love to be part of it, but it's not really a...
Let's get it started. It's not a rumor here at Comic Con. Let's go online. So let's jump to Nikita. I know that Nikita was a more physical role. can you talk to us about your preparation, your training to get into the role, and also did you do your own stunts? Like, what percentage of the stunts did you do yourself? And can you talk to us about the whole experience about, because this is a pretty different show compared to, you know, How I Met Your Mother or Agent Carter, so it's more physical. So can you talk to us about, a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. I mean, I learned on the job. Like, there was no martial arts training before I got cast and I was thrown into it. So, obviously Maggie Q is a, you know, very veteran of martial arts, so I had someone to watch and learn from. We had an incredible choreographer. I did all of my own fighting. The only stunt work that I didn't do were things like jumping off of a moving car, or, you know, certain things that, like,
Not safe.
you know, they wouldn't even let me do if I wanted to do. But all the fighting, and our stunt doubles were very important because they would try out the space, they would learn it first, and then teach us. So, like, even though I didn't, you know, all my own fighting, our doubles were very important. But yeah, it was crazy. I just, like, all of a sudden was doing martial arts, and I was like, oh.
And Nikita, you were like, I think it was like 3 or 4 seasons, three seasons?
4 seasons, yeah.
And let's jump to then you doing, we talked about a little bit, Agent Carter. You guys fans of Agent Carter? Yeah? So, can you talk to us a little bit about participating in the show and the difference between that and Nikita, and also with your co-star Haley Atwell, the experience, how it was, you know, working with her on stage and behind the scenes.
Haley's amazing. Haley is.
She looks like a lot of fun.
She's one of my favorite people to work with ever. And Marvel, you know, the people behind Agent Carter were all the feature film side of Marvel. So it wasn't the television department like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and other shows. So it was very intimidating because, like, the head of Marvel.
Yeah, working very, very close.
And the directors, you know, Joe Russo, who did one of Captain America, his directors were big time. So I was very intimidated. And the quality of the show is just so incredible. It's the writing, the way they shoot. So it was like shooting a movie, but it was a TV show. And Haley is just the most loving and welcoming. And I enjoyed the small job of it too, of you know, coming off Nikita and having so much to do. I enjoyed just showing up on set and getting to hang out with her.
Yeah, less pressure. You're like,
it was awesome.
The pressure's on you, Haley. I'm just gonna be here.
And she had never done a show before, so she was very overwhelmed with the hours and the schedule, and she was a trooper, but I was like, yeah, you know, after doing a show for so many years, she was a trooper.
And talking about Marvel and stuff, like you mentioned, I wanted to ask you, is there any character, it could be Marvel, DC, or whatever, any character, any comic book character, superhero that hasn't been done that you would, you know, would love to have that role and maybe do a film if you're approached, or, you know, start a campaign here? Also, that a role that you would like, a superhero, a comic book, now that, you know, it's dominating the box office and everything.
Well, I think that there should be more females.
Definitely.
In the
There you go. Yes, definitely.
The very few we have are surrounded by men, which men are great, don't get me wrong, I love men. But I think that there is room for more female-driven characters that have that are also surrounded by more women. That it's not just the female love interest or the female.
Yeah, like being part of a group. A group.
Why don't we have the Avengers with all females? I mean,
that's a pretty cool idea. Yeah. You can start the commotion. You can be like the captain of the group, and
all
that'd be awesome. What kind of superpower are we talking about? What's gonna be your thing?
Can I have all of them?
That's gonna happen. It's already on IMDb. You guys can check it out. What kind of superhero power you'd always love to have? It doesn't matter. You can tell us if it's flying, if it's already done, but it's gonna be yours.
Can I stop?
Stop what?
Just stop all animal cruelty.
That's a big. That's a global one.
Yeah. What are your favorite?
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Powers.
Her superpower should be? Telekinesis.
Telekinesis. Ooh, I like that.
That's teleporting right here.
Gravity manipulation.
What?
Gravity manipulation.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that. That's physics. For me.
Time travel?
Time travel.
That's-
I'm
that's-
shooting a time travel movie at this moment, actually. It just flew in.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah, let's segue to that. Is there any projects that you're working right now that are going to come out on TV or films?
I'm shooting a movie right now called Curvature, and it's done by two Spaniards, brothers, director and producer, the Halavis brothers, and they're incredible filmmakers. And I'm playing the lead of a woman who lost her husband, and it's kind of a psychological thriller. And then time travel is involved, and it's a really great mystery time travel movie. And I had to learn a lot about time travel, which I'm sure you guys know a lot about because of, Marvel movies and stuff. But wow, I had quite the physics lesson.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah, and there's different
to,
theories.
to,
You know, there's different
process.
But we stuck to one time travel theory, and it's been really
What's
awesome.
the film? What's the title?
It's called Curvature.
Curvature. And what can we expect that to hit?
I
Soon or
have no
still-
idea. I'm
yeah.
still shooting it right now.
And anything else? Any TV shows or any? I want to ask you. You've been a long time in the business since you were young. Is there at any point interest in maybe directing, writing, doing something else besides acting?
Yeah, I think as I get older, like
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard other actors
Yeah,
say that you just want to be in charge of more, you don't want to just sit by the phone and waiting for it to ring. So I have a partner and we've been getting book rights and trying to produce, and there's stories that I definitely want to tell that aren't being told. So that's definitely in my future.
And before we go to the Q&A, I wanted to ask you some, so people like your, what kind of style, your likes and dislikes. Can you tell us, growing up, what kind of movies impacted you or TV shows that you grew up and you loved? Like, I don't know, Star Wars or Jaws or anything that people can get to know you a little bit, like
I was
personally?
obsessed with E.T.
E.T.? Big
Yeah,
E.T. fan?
I
Cool.
love E.T.
What else?
My little sister looked exactly like Drew Barrymore in that movie. It was so weird. We always called her little Drew Barrymore. And I loved the old black and whites. I love Audrey Hepburn movies and Katharine Hepburn movies. And I loved I Love Lucy. I loved all the kind of Nick at Night. I don't know. Yeah, I like those old Carol Burnett. Do you guys know who she is?
Yes.
Like, love that stuff. Kind of the old variety stuff.
And is there any actor, director that you haven't worked with that you would like the opportunity to work with in the future?
Oh my God, there's so
Could be
many.
movies or TVs, or can you give us a 3 or 2 or 3? I don't know. Have you Martin Scorsese or Christopher Nolan or I don't know.
Those are two on the top of the list for sure.
And what about
Absolutely.
actors? I don't know, maybe Robert Downey Jr. That's in the Marvel
He's
universe.
lovely. I really would love to work with Kate Blanchett.
Nice.
I think she's
I read yesterday that she got she just joined the cast of the new Thor movie.
Oh,
So now
you guys
she's
know
Marvel.
that?
Yeah, she's Marvel. So yeah, and what else? So are we ready for the Q&A? I don't know. Yes? Here we go. Any of you guys who have a question, you guys can come up, make a line right here. We'll take it one by one.
Don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be scared. We got Robin. What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Kevin. I'm from Trujillo.
Yeah.
Okay, so going into Nikita, did you know Alex's background story, or did that come along with the series?
Both. I knew a lot beforehand, and then some stuff kind of they created along the way. I mean, when I got the part, I knew very little about Russia or the Ukraine, so I actually went to the library to figure it out, and there was also a lot of dark past to Alex, and so like human trafficking and very sad stuff that I had to kind of research and learn about. So there was a lot that I knew, and then other stuff just kind of came along the way.
Okay.
Thank you.
The guy at the library thought it was pretty weird.
That's kind of weird.
Hi, Lyndsy.
Hi.
Yeah,
This,
have human trafficking.
this question comes from a friend that couldn't be here today.
Okay.
Her name's Paula. She wanted to ask you, what's your best memory / moment that you have with the cast of How I Met Your Mother? I know it's a little bit to the throwback, but you didn't have, but what's your best moment?
Oh man, I mean, the cast is so nice. They're amazing. I was at a party for How I Met Your Mother, and Bob Saget, who's the voice of the father, we met and had a chat, and I grew up watching Full House, so that was really cool and weird for me.
It was almost like surreal.
Yeah, and I was so young when I started that, you know, Josh, who plays Ted, we're like, you know, the same age, kind of. And so I was like this little girl, and then he thinks it's weird that I play his daughter now, and so we joke about it all the time. It's very weird.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, welcome to Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
My question is, given that you're an actress and you've done a lot of things, I did watch Nikita. I loved it. I loved your character.
Thank you.
And I do love Maggie Q. But since you do get opportunities to do different types of characters, would you prefer villains or heroes?
You know, I've never really played a villain. I would love to do that. Villains don't think they're villains.
But villains are the best ones.
Best one.
though.
What?
Villains tend to be the best ones, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. This question comes from this question comes from my friend that she couldn't be here either. So she was telling me like, how was it like working on Agents of Shield? I mean, sorry, Agent Carter.
It was wonderful. James Darcy and Haley Atwell are these crazy Brits that are hilarious. The two of them are like a sitcom. They're just comedy all the time. They're like jumping in trash cans and making themselves laugh on set. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They're so fun to work with.
Thank you.
Hi again.
Hello again.
Javier. It's very nice to be here. I'm a huge fan of yours. You're one of my favorite actresses.
Thank you.
I absolutely loved you in Kick-Ass and Agent Carter. And I just wanted to ask you, based on those experiences, would you like to maybe one day pursue a leading role, or I guess now a supervillain role in a superhero movie?
To do a villain in a movie?
Yeah, as a supervillain, or like a main antagonist, or a leading role as a hero?
Absolutely, but like I said, we need more women in film.
Absolutely, I completely agree. And I believe an actress like you, who has the chops, the acting chops, the looks, I mean, totally.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's the dream, right? We need more writers and production companies to make them. Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you.
I'm rooting for you.
Appreciate it.
Hi, Lyndsy.
Hi.
I have a question. So, since you started very young, your acting career, how was your training in acting to become a professional actress like today? Like, did you take classes? How's your like process for every character? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of people, you know, go to college for it and learn it in school, and I kind of just started so young. I learned on the job. Young and the Restless was a great training ground because there was so much dialogue. It was very fast paced, and it was low stakes. You know, it wasn't as big of an audience, so it was like I could really learn. So that was a huge training ground for me. And then when I went to, you know, primetime TV and stuff, I started working with a coach, and that's about it. I mean, I really just learned from other actors.
the best?
Yeah, kind of like learning on the job, I think. No formal training.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before we go to him, I forgot to talk to you about, I read that you also were on the TV program Desperate Housewives
I
for a
was.
couple of years? Or?
One season, I think it was the fourth season we did, yeah.
Couple episodes, right?
With
How was
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, how was the experience of working with that big of a cast? Because that's a
It was,
big
yeah.
cast of ladies, right?
It was nice though, because, you know, Nathan, you guys know Nathan Fillion? Do you like him?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he and I were both new that year, and so we kind of stuck together. We're still really good friends, and he really became my buddy over there because
That's awesome,
everyone else
yeah.
knew each other, so.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, hi, Lyndsy. My name is Eugene.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. My question for you is, has superhero movies or anime movies inspired you to be an actress? Or what made you inspired to be an actress?
I think it just was like, it was like breathing air. Like some people do it for different reasons, and for me, it's like if I don't have the emotional output, I don't know what would happen. I become crazy. So it's acting inspiration is just that I physically, like I need it to emote. So when, growing up, I didn't think that I could do it as a living. I mean, it seems like a crazy dream, but then it happened, and it was like the heavens opened up, and it was amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Sophia, and I was wondering, like, since you started acting so young, like, why did you decide to do it? Like, did you do school plays and stuff like that?
No, I never did a school play because I started in school. I was working at 14 full time. Actually, I learned about plays very late in the game when I started to go to New York and have actors, friends that were on Broadway and stuff. So I fell in love with theater much later because I grew up on TV. So kind of did it backwards, I guess.
Do you, like, have something that, like, pushed you to become an actress, or, like, what made you become one?
I think there's just this drive in you. You guys probably do things you love doing. You're here because you're passionate about something, right? So it's the same, just super passionate about something, and I really like the challenge of meeting people, and I mean, it's just expressing yourself. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Was there a moment when you were, because you started as a dancer, was there a moment in particular that you remember that you were like, acting? I need to do this. Let's just forget about dancing right now. Let's do acting. How did you, was there a moment, you know what I'm talking about, that you were like, I need to do this for a living, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Before I end the Restless, I did a chocolate commercial.
There we go, chocolate.
It always comes back to chocolate.
Always.
I did a chocolate commercial, and it was the first time I'd ever been on camera, and I said, I'm doing this for the rest of my life.
Hi, Lyndsy. Every time the issue of female representation in Hollywood comes up, like the people in charge say, well, we're working on it, we're making things better. And I want to ask you, from your point of view, your perspective as an actress, do you feel they're actually working on it from the perspective of the work you're getting, the production you're working, the ways, everything is being done right now? Do you feel they're working on it? Is something being done from your perspective?
Sure. I mean, look at Agent Carter, female lead. I definitely think, and that's the head of Marvel saying, hey, that's Haley's character in this movie. Let's make her own show and give her a chance. So there are people that are working on it for sure. I think the problem is on behind the camera is that you want more women directors and producers. So it's still a battle, but I think that it's going in the right direction. Thank you.
Hi, Lyndsy.
Hi.
Huge fan. My question for you is, what was it like for you to play Alexandra Udinov in Nikita?
Oh, she was a mess. It was awesome. Alex on Nikita kept me very busy. She was always getting into some trouble and needing to do something. It was so fulfilling because there was a lot to work with on that show. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I miss her.
I can't imagine you doing like research on her and getting background to prepare for the role.
Yeah, learn a lot.
Hello, Heriberto.
Hi.
Bienvenida, un honor, thank you. You finally directed your own movie. What style would you go for? Action, comedy, horror?
I think the combination of drama and comedy is my favorite. When dark comedy, like sometimes you need humor to really feel the drama the most. So those are usually my favorite, dark comedies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lyndsy.
Hi.
How are you? My question is, how do you feel about Agent Carter's cancellation?
I think it sucks.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Haley and I just emailed. She's shooting another show right now, so she's very busy. But I feel sad because I think the show was something that television doesn't have right now. I think it was a whole other level of TV. And I feel sad that the audience doesn't have that anymore because it was a really top-notch show. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You can go ahead and call me. That's BS, but that show was really good.
It was
so
great.
I'll call it. That's BS. So let's hope we can maybe see more of it in the future. Yeah.
Hello, how are you? My question is about also the Encanto. How was the reaction of the cancellation?
My reaction to the cancellation?
Oh, Encanto.
Yeah, he wants pretty much the same question about your reaction to the cancellation of the Ian Carter. Can we maybe do a face reaction, maybe? So it could be different?
A face reaction?
Yeah, what was your face? There you go. Yeah. Make it different.
That's about it.
We need to make that create a GIF of that right there.
Hi again.
Hi.
So you recorded the ending to How I Met Your Mother back with David Henry back on season 2. How hard was it to keep it a secret all those years?
It was hard at first, but like I said before, so long had passed that I forgot. It wasn't until the last season and all the fans knew it was going to come to an end, that's when all of a sudden it was like, oh, I forgot I had the secret.
That's cool.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, are you interested in voice acting, or if so, are you working in some cartoon show?
I would love to do some of that, absolutely.
If you were interested, what would you be most interested in a cartoon or an anime?
Oh, both. I mean,
Maybe a Pixar movie, film, something like that, or maybe that'd be cool.
absolutely, yeah. There's some really great animation for adults on television. I would love to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You're talking about like a hardcore, like funny comedies,
Yeah.
cartoons, like.
Yeah, like Archer. There's things
Yeah,
that people,
that'd be cool, yeah.
It's great.
And Lyndsy, my question is, you talk about a series of time traveling. What era do you like to perform or dress? Could be in the future, it could be the past. You already presented the 40s in Untitled Chapter, in the cartoon. So I want to know what kind of era do you want to perform? Era.
Yeah, if you do like a time travel, like the film you talked about.
Yeah. Well, on Agent Carter, it was so fun to be in the 40s. That was like a dream. So fun. I would love to do the future soon. I mean, the film I'm shooting right now isn't a futuristic time travel movie, but there is a future me of my character, and so that's a really cool thing to play with is two versions of yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lyndsy.
Hi.
So my question is, when you were on Nikita, was it difficult, the language barriers, when you have to speak German or any other language?
Yeah, so I had a Russian tutor for when I spoke Russian on the show, and it was really challenging, but it was really fun. I learned the dialect, I didn't learn the language like you would learn it in school, like what words mean. I learned it like a song to be able to pronounce it perfectly so that someone who speaks Russian would think that it was good. Because I didn't have time to learn another language. I mean, it would take me 10 years to learn Russian well. So I would learn it like a notes to a song so that when I spoke it, it sounded authentic. It was very hard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lyndsy. Another question. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Oh gosh, now you're gonna make me enemies to some people. I can't do that here,
This side is
man.
Star Wars, that side is Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh god. Well, what's the room say?
That's a trap.
Wait. Star Wars? Star Trek. Star Wars.
Wise. Good decision.
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to Puerto Rico, first of all. My question is, once you knew the ending of How I Met Your Mother, in your point of view, how would you have changed the ending?
Oh man. I can't say. I don't know. I can't disrespect the writers. It's their story. I mean, I guess I always thought Robin would be a great, the mom, but I don't know. What did you want to happen?
Well, it was like a bit unexpected because I didn't expect Ted's wife to die at first.
Right.
I was like, pictured it as he was gonna live happily ever after with
Right.
a wife. I didn't expect like that to happen
Something so
and then
sad.
go after Robin.
Yeah, I know. It's sad.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Victoria. I was wondering, earlier you said that when you started playing the role of Alex, you already knew most of her background, but how did you prepare? You know, her past was so difficult and so dark. How did you like emotionally connect to that to be able to play her role?
How did I emotionally prepare? Well, there's certain things you have to use your imagination because I was not a drug addict like Alex was, and I was not in human trafficking systems. So there's obviously a lot of things that I can't draw from experience. I think it's just, it's like a muscle, like working a muscle, and the more you do it, the stronger you get. And so kind of going into those really deep, dark places just becomes a little bit easier to dive into, and Alex had a lot of that. So I don't know, for some reason I like being sad. Like, what's wrong with me? That's crazy. It was hard, but it was great.
Thank you.
Hello, Lyndsy.
Hello.
Welcome, first of all, to Puerto Rico and to Puerto Rico Comic Con, and congratulations on all your achievements, really.
Thank you.
You mentioned that it was a little hard at the beginning, keeping the secret for How I Met Your Mother. But did someone in particular ask you, sort of like, hey, just give me a little tiny hint here, what's gonna happen? Anyone in your close friends, family, etc., etc.?
No one in my close group of friends, but a lot of fans asked me a lot. So it was hard to keep it from you guys because I want to tell you everything, but I can't, so.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
My question is, are you aware that there's a petition going around to sign Agent Carter to Netflix over?
I am. I've seen it on social media. Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I wanted to know if you were aware of it, and do you support it? And
I totally support it.
Okay, and if you're willing to share it on social media so other fans know about it.
Absolutely, yeah.
It just started. So.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot on social media, and I think it's a great idea. You know, streaming like Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, I think they just have incredible shows. So, and the audience is different. You know, you don't have to get commercials, you know, to pay for your show. It's just different. So I think that would be amazing. I am 100% in on that idea.
Sign that petition, everybody.
Hi, my name is Luis. I want to ask you, after all your experiences in Nikita, Angie Carter, and stuff like that, have you had any bad experiences with the cast or something? Was it always a friendly environment, or was there somebody that you didn't get along with?
Oh, goodness. Yeah. No, it's not always fun. And no, you don't always get along with everybody. You know, it's like any job. You can't, you know.
Anybody specific? Or?
I'm not going to tell you. Let's just say I've had great people like Haley, and I've had, Aaron Johnson was a blast. I mean, I've had so many great people, but yes, there have been challenges. And you know, it's very interesting because you learn how to navigate through different people's personalities, and there's a lot of great actors out there, and there's a lot of not so great actors out there. Sorry, I can't give you more specifics, but it's just...
It's okay, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Lyndsy.
Hello.
My question is, on the series Nikita, you had a fight scene with Maggie Q, correct?
Yes.
On a real fight, who do you think will win?
A fight between Nikita and Alex?
Yeah.
Alex?
No, a real fight.
Oh, a real fight between Maggie and I?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Probably her. She has way more stamina than me. I hate cardio, so that girl could probably go for a day straight fighting, so she'd win.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome to the island. My question for you is, if you could exchange your life for one of the characters that you've played by far, which character would it be? Like if you could live their life for the rest of your life.
Wow, that's interesting. Never really thought about that.
Nikita's pretty hardcore, so.
Yeah, I don't think I would like to really be Alex. That's exhausting. I don't know. I think that all of them have like a really cool part of them, though. The character I'm playing right now in my new movie is an engineer. She's a graphic engineer and she works on designing satellites. And it's the first time I've played kind of like a scientist or someone that works with physics and stuff like that. And that has been really cool. I think my character in Curvature is much cooler than me.
Cool. I can't wait to see that movie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
My question for you is, if you had a chance to go anywhere around the world to film a movie or series, where would it be and why?
Oh, goodness. Probably places I've never been. I've been to a lot of places for travel and work, but I've never been anywhere in Asia. I think that would be really fun to work there, and I've never been to Australia. I really like France, and I really like Italy. I think Italy's one of my favorite places.
Well, you like Puerto Rico, right?
Obviously.
Yes, of course.
She would come to Puerto Rico to work.
Unlike some people, I do know that Puerto Rico is American, so I feel very at home. Very at home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Who is your biggest inspiration and why?
Oh gosh, it's so cheesy, but my mother.
I thought you were going to say chocolate or something.
And chocolate. My mom, she's just been such a huge supporter and has taught me. She's a psychologist, and so she also is a great mom and then also has such great advice on life and how to navigate through it, and really lucky to have a great mom. So cheesy, I know, oh my gosh. Thank you.
So, okay guys, we got maybe time for one or two questions more. Anybody else want to ask her something? You guys sure? Oh, you got one? We got time for one or two more, so
hello.
Come up and...
How you doing?
Good.
I wanted to ask you, what has been your most rock star moment since you've been in the business?
My most rock star moment?
Yeah, the funnest, wildest.
Wow. I was on a yacht in San Diego with the creator of Game of Thrones. That was pretty rock star.
That's pretty bizarre, too.
Yeah, I didn't know what he looked like, and I felt very silly for a while, but then we talked, and it was pretty cool. That was for San Diego Comic-Con at the Entertainment Weekly party, and I was nominated for a SAG Award with the cast of Desperate Housewives. So when I was there, I was with incredible people like Kate Winslet and Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, and that was kind of strange to be in a room with them. That felt pretty good. Cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I kept thinking they were going to kick me out.
Here we go, last one? Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Puerto Rico.
Hi.
Just wanted to see what's your advice for aspiring actors, since you basically learned on the job specifically, but what was your take on that?
I would say stop putting yourself in a box. Just, there is room for like every single type of person, and I'm so sick of like women my age having to deal with certain things. I think playing certain roles, just create your own stuff. Like, we're in such an incredible time where you can put something on YouTube, you can create your own thing, you can create like just your own films. Do anything that is your own, and don't wait for anybody to give you the opportunity, because nobody's going to be like, here, you got to just do it your own thing.
Make your own project.
Make your own project. It will pay off.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, okay, guys, can we give a round of applause? Thanks,
guys.
On behalf of all the guys here in Puerto Rico, we want to thank you for spending a little time with us. I appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck in everything you set out to do, and we can't wait. I was going to ask you, just before we go, if there's any chance, I'm just thinking out loud here. But if you had the chance, if they develop like a continuation of How I Met Your Mother, but now following you, like older, would that be something you'd be interested in doing? Like, kind of like that, like a spin-off?
Absolutely. The creators of How I Met Your Mother, I think, are taking a little bit of a break, but I would love that.
That's pretty cool. So yeah, once again, un aplauso, guys. Gracias, Lyndsy Fonseca. Thank you for coming out and spending a
Come
little
see
bit
me,
of
I'll
time
be
with me.
signing
Yeah.
autographs.
Thank you. Gracias.